Thank you for being quiet. It's very kind of y'all to do that. Mr. Branch, will you leave the word prayer?
Let's pray. God, we thank you for allowing us to be here this morning. We thank you for allowing us to live in Jackson County. Thank you for the rain that we've gotten. We ask God this morning that you lead, God, and direct us on all our decisions. Thank you for our known blessings and our unknown blessings. In Christ's name. Amen.
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Just before we get started, I want to thank the newspaper, Miss Sheila Mader, as well as former Judge Hatcher, for being expedient with the work that they did with the newspaper. And I hope the board will convey that. We all voted the same way, so I may be speaking for all of them. One other thing I would mention, one of our former commissioners, Mr. Fred Williams, went ashore at D-Day. That was June the 6th, just a couple of days ago. And he fought gallantly, was shot pretty badly in Belgium, but he made it. He stayed in a field hospital for a long time, and then he stayed in the hospital in England for a long time. And said he looked in the window at chocolate candy, said how much he'd like to have that, but he didn't have any money. But he was a wonderful guy, served 8 years on this commission, and a friend to a lot of us. And I would say he fought for our country. Thank you very much. Anybody else got anything to say? Commissioner, you want to have something to say?
I was gonna say it there, just for the public hearing.
Okay, that's fine. You'll be recognized at that time.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
I do have some additions to the agenda, if that's okay.
That's okay.
Okay, I would like to add under section 4, item 7, certificate of final completion. Item 8, the sale of 0.25 acres. The number 9 is the sale of the one property at the Endeavor Forward property, and number 10 is a second property for consideration of sale at the Endeavor property. So we have 4 additions.
Chairman, I'll offer a motion that the agenda be approved with the item 7, 8, 9, and 10 being added to section 4 as second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the addition to the agenda. All in favor, raise your right. Yes, sir.
Please.
No.
Item 7 here.
Item 7 is the certificate of final completion for Mashburn Road.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's it, sir.
Thank you. Motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Moving on.
Okay, the first section, Mr. Westbrook, is recognitions, resolutions. We have a couple of items for recognition this morning. The employee of the quarter, which will be done by Ms. Ontiveros. Do you want to step forward and do that?
Hi, my name is Miley Ontiveros. I'm the HR director. I am here to acknowledge Jennifer Ham. During her, while you guys had no HR director for a short time, during those 17 days, she handled HR responsibilities independently. She demonstrated outstanding competence and a willingness to go the extra mile to ensure the smooth functioning of our department. Since my arrival, Jennifer has been an invaluable resource, not only in terms of her extensive knowledge of HR policies, but also her willingness to share that knowledge generously. I genuinely believe that I would have faced significant challenges without her guidance. She took the time to patiently train me on a wide range of programs and processes here, often staying late and working through her lunch breaks to accommodate my learning curve. Her commitment to supporting Jackson County employees and myself is commendable. Furthermore, Jennifer's proactive approach extended beyond technical training. She made deliberate efforts to introduce me to key personnel within the county, providing insights and guidance on how to establish effective working relationships. Her mentorship has helped me better understand the department's dynamics and how to navigate the organizational culture. Jennifer's teamwork, approachability, and willingness to lend a helping hand exemplifies what it means to be an outstanding team player. She consistently demonstrates a positive attitude and a genuine desire to support not just her department, but also individual staff members and employees throughout the county. Jennifer has proven to be an essential part of my team and a supportive colleague. I strongly believe that her contributions deserve this formal recognition today. Jennifer?
Chairman,
Yes.
while Jennifer's at the podium, I'd like to, Jennifer,
You recognize?
Jennifer, I'd like to, since I've had an opportunity to work with you, I'd like to also echo Ms. Monteverde's statements. You've been a valuable asset to the county, and we appreciate your work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love my job.
Me too.
Okay, the next item is the recognition, board recognition employees for the years of service. And the directors will step forward and write it.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chief Brenner with Fire Rescue. First, I'd like to recognize one of my employees for 5 years of loyal and dedicated service, firefighter EMT Mitchell Reister. If you'll come forward. Thank you.
All right, I've got the next two. First, I'd like to ask Rodney Ellis. Rodney Ellis is a parks technician in the Parks Department. He's been with us for 5 years. Coming from the back, so I'm gonna give him a minute. Rodney was a little bit of a unique case. I'm gonna brag on him a little bit. We first got Rodney as a contract laborer from some of the CARES programs during the COVID era. And we liked him so much, we offered him a full-time job, and he's been with us full-time for 5 years. So Rodney, we appreciate your service.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, man.
I do.
And next I have, would like to ask up Mr. Edmund Garrett. There he is. Edmund Garrett's been with us in animal control for 10 years. We're glad to have him. He's been, I kind of got animal control and the consolidation of public works in 2018. He worked his way up. He's now a supervisor of the department and a key asset to the county, working hand in hand with the sheriff's office and other partners. And we really appreciate Edmund. We thank you for 10 years of service.
Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Mr. Chairman.
You recognize?
I'd just like to say, I appreciate the employees that's been here for an extended period of time. You don't see that at many places anymore. I don't know why, but a lot of people will work somewhere a year or two and they'd be gone. Things just, I don't know. but I appreciate the ones that's been here and it's sticking through the good and the bad.
And I think the board will echo that as well.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know that we, actually gave a motion to approve, Ms. Ham as the employee of the quarter. I don't think we did, so I'll offer a motion to jump back and,
I entertain.
approve, Ms. Ham as the, employee of the quarter and authorize, check in the amount of $200 and authorize you as the chairman to sign.
Thank you. Have a motion and a second. To do the motion that you considered, all in favor, say, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Moving on.
Okay, Mr. Westbrook, this is the, public hearing, allow you to, put us into a public hearing to hear comments, on the first public hearing associated with our ordinance as it relates to data centers.
Let's move forward. Go ahead.
Before we get started on that, I'd like to offer a motion to ban AI data center of any large or small to be completely not dead in Jackson County.
You recognize Mr. Bryant,
I
Commissioner
would
Bryant?
offer a second to that with the addition of anything connected to those data, any business connected to those.
Have a motion and a second. Do I have any discussion?
Yeah, I agree with the motion. I think even though, the smaller size data centers don't have.
Do you mind if I speak?
You mind if I?
Now,
speak?
if you're gonna talk and fuss, step out the door and fuss to that,
Thank you, Chairman.
please. That's a commissioner right here, he's elected. Let him speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Even though the research that I have done, states that, the smaller size data centers don't have, the anticipated natural resource usage, that the larger size do, I think there's still enough conflicting information out there, that, it is, probably beneficial for us just to say no data centers altogether.
Dr. Spires, if you'd like to speak.
No, my position remains the same. I'm opposed.
And so does mine. And I would also say, if you will be unruly, we'll have to get you to step outside. But let these commissioners speak their piece, please. Thank you very much. If you don't want to do that, you're welcome to step out the door. I feel the same way. You got a 5-0 vote here last meeting, and you've got it the same way today. So it's, you know, we may have to clean up some verbiage and some different parts of it, but at the same time, we have one, and, before we've heard it, we've already voted, which is just fine. The board can vote what they want to. If they strike it down, they strike it down. It won't scare me or any of the rest of the members of this board. But I would recognize you, Mr. Attorney, and Mr. Dean.
Mr. Westbrook, we will incorporate those proposed changes into the next,
Thank you.
reading of the ordinance.
Thank you.
And, I'm assuming we're going to hear public comments at this time. And you asked me to let you know when 3 minutes is up.
Yes, please do. Anyone wants to speak, step forward.
Can I,
Go ahead, Mr. Nolan.
may I, read the ordinance title?
Yes, sir,
For the
please.
record?
Please, let him read,
Did vote. This is voting.
sir.
Did vote on any of the motions, vote make.
Well,
Need to go through the public hearing.
if y'all want to vote, that's fine. You want to vote on?
He said the public hearing.
Everybody, go ahead, Mr. Nolan.
So we don't have an ordinance number, but this is an ordinance of the Board of County Commissioners of Jackson County, Florida, establishing a temporary moratorium on the acceptance, processing, review, and issuance of development applications, development orders, development permits, building permits, and other county approvals for large-scale data centers and large load customer facilities within the unincorporated area of Jackson County, providing findings, providing definitions, providing for the applicability providing for exceptions, providing for vested rights and hardship relief, directing county staff to review and prepare comprehensive plan and land development code amendments, providing that the ordinance does not regulate matters within the jurisdiction of the Public Service Commission, providing severability and providing for conflicts and providing for an effective date. Thank you.
Okay, we're ready for comment.
Step forward. You got 3 minutes.
Yes.
Everybody that's from Jackson County has 3 minutes. If you're from another county, you'll have 1 minute. So we can't vote for Bay County. We can't vote for Houston County or anybody else. We can darn sure vote for this county. So we welcome you. We thank you, and everyone in here will welcome you and glad you're here. But at the same time, let's be orderly. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So my name is Elijah Simmons. I'm from Jackson County. I got ID if you need. I work as an eco tour guide out of the Merritt's Mill Pond. So I take people out, I teach them about the springs, our aquifer, the natural history of this area. So I'm very educated on what these centers do to our waterways. And that's primarily what I'm here to do. Is last time you guys did the moratorium, which I was very much for. I appreciate y'all for doing that. And kind of what we spoke about is you guys wanted more education on the topic. So I just wanted to come and give you some information about these centers. So essentially, there's a bit of issue with the verbiage, right? A regular data center is a room filled with these, just hard drives, right? These AI data centers essentially function as massive computing processors. They require cooling. You know how you have a laptop, the laptop fans start running, gets really hot? Same thing with these. And the most efficient way these businesses have found to cool them is through water. And most of that is in an open loop system. So the water goes in, it gets heated, it's evaporated out, more water is being pulled in. And I bring that up primarily because there was a law passed in Florida recently that these centers have to pay for whatever resources they utilize, right? Because that's the main struggle with them is they cause electricity prices to go up. The reason that law doesn't really function as well as intended is because these centers, even on the small scale, can use up to the equivalent of 1,000 households a day. That water is being evaporated. So even if they're paying for it, the amount of water available goes down. And so the less of a resource you have, the price is still going to hike. So even though the bill says they have to pay for the resources they're utilizing, we still end up paying more for our water bill because there's less water available as these data centers are implemented and utilized. And even on the smaller scale, they're all still water cooled. They create more problems than what they solve, and they don't necessarily provide any sort of benefit, right? Most of the money goes towards whatever company has built them, and those companies aren't here. They're not in Florida. So they're not even going towards our state, let alone our county. The jobs they provide are in the 5 to 10 range in terms of people. Something that was kind of mind-blowing to me is that with the profit they generate, the amount of money the county makes would be similar as if anyone else had bought the property, right? We get the property tax, we get the sales tax, and that's like it, because they don't generate any sort of economic boom. I can't see the benefit to anything like this in Jackson County is my main point. It's going to disrupt the water you drink, the water you fish in, the water you swim in. Merritt's Mill Pond, Econfina Creek, Chipola River, Spring Creek, they all are very much at risk. And for someone like me, that's my job. It's what I do for fun, you know. And on top of that, I don't know about y'all, I like drinking water. It's quite nice.
Thank you.
So thank you all very much.
Hey, I'm Shauna Easterling and I live in Marianna, Florida. And I wrote a little something that I wanted to say. I know he just said that their water usage equivalents to 1,000 houses. The fact that I found yesterday was one large scale AI data center can consume up to 5 million gallons of water per day. And to put that into perspective, the entire town of Marianna can consume 3.9 million per day. So think about all of us. That's crazy. Anyway, the massive drain on our aquifer will threaten every form of life surrounding it, including me, you. The AI cooling system will rely solely on biocides, which are chemicals that prevent corrosion in the AI data center cooling systems. That is considered bromine and chlorine dioxide. And if those are ingested, you would immediately suffer gastrointestinal burns, systematic toxicity, organ failure, and even death. Plus, the heavy metals released into the waterways are polluting it for our own recreational use, as well as the animals, the turtles, the fish. They cannot survive. It's very toxic, basically. So this water, like he said, it's in a open loop system, not a closed loop system like our computers or our phones. It's open loop. So the water can be reused a tiny bit, but then it evaporates. So this is like, it's just drain, drain, drain. Basically, the long-term question we have boils down to, would we rather have AI data centers long-term, or would we rather have life on Earth long-term? Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Good morning,
right
my
now.
name is Chuck Thiel. I'm a resident of Jackson County for 13 years. I spent 16 years as Chief Credit Officer for Farm Credit in Northwest Florida. I'm a credit person. I'm a lender and credit person from banking. I take a contrarian view of most things. So I'm going to give you a little more contrarian view on this. In my opinion, number one, a data center is just as much of infrastructure as electricity, water, sewer, and anything else. Today's, you've proposed to eliminate any connection to any data center. Are you saying you're opposed to fiber optic cables in the Jackson County? Because that's part of it. They have to have fiber optics to move that data around. Okay, so I think the moratorium you proposed is appropriate given the state legislative change. I think we need to take the time to reevaluate the system, decide what they're going to do, and make sure that whatever is, if there were ever anything approved, that it made sense for Jackson County. In November, everybody here gets a chance to vote on a reduction or an increase to your homestead exemption. That means that this county will have less income coming from my homestead, your income, your homestead, everything. So unless you change the millage rates, gentlemen, you can do that. The county can increase our millage rates and we get no benefit from that. If we turn away and go specifically say moratorium or ban completely of any data center at all, then you're telling the wider world that Jackson County is not open for business. If Jackson County is not open for business, you're going to have a hard time selling spots in that that industrial park out there, Endeavor, correct? So again, I'm a banker. I agree with the idea of a permanent or temporary moratorium to give you a chance to study and understand it and get the whole facts. Don't just take perspective of one or two people in here who don't really have the geologic understanding of all of this. Get the full facts. That's my suggestion. I fully agree with the idea of the short-term moratorium you've proposed. I think the permanent ban is the wrong thing to do for Jackson County. Thank you.
Thank
Are we going by the list?
you. Hold on.
Do we have a list that we're going by? Because that was number 2, now number 4, 5, 6.
Mr.
Well-
Westbrook, it just people signed out. There is no order. It's just we wanted to know.
We have no order, first and last. We also, we admire you coming, but the same thing,
Thank you.
first and last, everybody's gonna say the same thing, they're against it. And if there's someone here that's for it, we'll entertain them too. I don't know how long, but anyway. You just hold up and let this lady speak, this man speak, and then you can. Thank you. Go, you're recognized.
Hello, darling. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I see my friendly faces here. I heard the word ban. You heard the response. I am so dead set against having something like that in this community. I am going to request a wildlife impact study, a water impact study, a power impact study before you approve any kind of data center in Jackson County. This man that spoke before me has only been here 13 years. He's evidently not from here. Guess what? Neither am I. The garbage pile that I climbed out of to move to this beautiful community 43 years ago means the world to me. The ability to have 55 acres of land, a beautiful home, a place where my grandchildren don't have to fear playing outside. The biggest thing they have to fear is what's crawling around in the yard. Other than that, I'm good with it, okay? We don't have a lot, this place has never had a lot of industry. We had Unimac, they sold out to Rotec. Next thing you know, they were gone. Every time they've gotten a break in the tax break from this county, as soon as the tax break's over, we had the, Charles Reef sold the property out there to the dollar store place, and they've gone through people around here like water. Nobody wants to work out there because there's way too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You have a distribution center out there that is barely functioning. How long are their tax breaks still going? Hello, we don't know. These things have happened over the years while I've lived here. I have found that this place is very resourceful in providing income to people that are willing to work. We don't need freeloaders. We don't need it from a data center, and we surely don't need it from our population. We need to create jobs here that have a future, and data centers are not it. I'm begging every one of you that has made a dime off of this county, from Mr. Donifro, how many homes did your company approve the drawings on?
It's not a question and answer.
No, I'm just saying, I look at Mr. Spires, I've sat in his office, he's worked with me, he's worked with my grandson. How many people have you impacted in this community? You impacted my heart tremendously. You're an extremely intelligent man. I pray that your intelligence will guide this commission to the right choice in banning a data center in this area without those restrictions, without those things coming to light. Thank you for your time.
Ma'am.
I appreciate Mr. Westbrook for letting us all know about this.
Please state your name for the record.
Noreen Woodsy.
Thank you.
Well, now we got, go ahead.
My turn. Okay,
Well, that wasn't a long wait, was it?
yeah, no, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate what you said about the fellas in World War II. My dad was at Omaha Beach, and every year tears would flow as he remembered the men. And he said, I don't know why I'm here. How come all those wonderful men gave their lives and I'm still here? So my name is Beverly Cowan, and my house is less than a mile away from the proposed data center. And I'm not sure whether I'm trying to convince you or not, because you're gonna vote for it or against it. I'm not sure. One of the things about the ordinance is it had no teeth. It didn't have any prohibition, any fines in it. Or if they were so small. So I'm kind of jumping all over because I don't have to convince you. You know this is bad. I know you do, because you're saying, no, we don't want it. But the gentleman, 2 people back, said, yeah, we do. No, we don't. If Compass Lake were to be drained by this thing, boy, the people that would be impacted right around the lake, all the people who come there all the time for recreation, it'd be awful. It's a beautiful place. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. We need full transparency. We need the strict protection of about 10,000 to 250,000 per day. If you're gonna continue with this ordinance, or if you're gonna ban it, I'm wasting my breath here. And so is everybody behind me. So are you banning it? Have you banned it? I know it's not a question and answer. We need it for 10 years, not a temporary thing, if you're gonna employ this gentleman to rewrite it. But you could save yourself a lot of money by just saying no. What else can I tell you? Basically, I'm gonna conclude with our peace small piece of paradise is not for sale. Without very stiff penalties, millions of dollars that it will cost the people who want to put this in, cost of business for them means nothing. They are multi-trillionaires. They have all kinds of money, nothing that we know about. They have money to burn. Please protect our water, power grid, rural way of life, and our night sky from light pollution. Appreciate you all, gentlemen, and I sure hope that we're gonna pass Mr. Crutchfield's proposal. Unless you have already, I don't know, maybe you can tell me.
3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, my name's Colton Easterling. I had a lot written down, but it seems like everybody's gonna take care of every single point that I had written down. So I'm gonna say one short sentence, but to me it is the truth. The goal of our generation and the generations to come is to destroy AI. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Sally Baptist. I did sign up to speak. Really helps if you use the sign-up sheet. That'd be really, really nice. Anyway, I'm in the Compass Lake area, Jackson County. I moved up to Jackson County in 21. I left Orlando, the world's largest rat trap, as I refer to it. And I can tell you a lot about mismanagement of growth, so growth management stuff. So, but we won't go there. But right now, I'm going to make this really easy for you. This is, to me, this is truly a no-brainer. You're all elected to this board to represent the people of Jackson County. Is everybody in agreement of that? And based on, if we just go back to the fundamentals, governments are instituted among men deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That is what this is all about. You were elected to represent us, the consent of the governed. And if you were here on the 26th, which I know all of you were because I was here too, it was blatantly obvious that people do not consent to the AI data centers or any of this massive data center stuff. And they also don't consent to the solar farms. I've said that many times here, but that's also, it's somewhat kind of getting brushed aside right now because people are focused on this. So your job, the consent of the governed, if you're just listening to what the people want, then the vote is easy. The consent. There might be a couple of people here who want it. There might be some investors who want it, but the people of Jackson County do not consent to this. And that makes, like to me, makes your job much easier because you're going to represent the will of the people. That is really what we're asking. Do what the people here want. There's many, many reasons, and you're going to hear a lot of them, and I've sent some of, I've shared some of them. Many reasons why it's a negative. The negatives will far outweigh the positive of what these either solar farms or the data centers bring. They're destructive of our quality of life, destructive of the agriculture. We do need food. We need food more than data centers. We need food more than solar farms that don't work and catch on fire, apparently. So if you just do the will of the people, then everything's going to be fine, because that's what the will of people. We do not consent, and I really do look forward. Personally, I don't think you need to do a moratorium, but if you got to go through a process, okay, go through this process. But at the end of the day, there should be an ordinance banning solar farms and data centers in Jackson County. To me, it's almost like a no-brainer. There's no benefit to it. The little bit of so-called revenue will exceed all the negative impact to it. So I think I'll leave it there unless unless anybody has a question for me on it. But it's pretty simple to me. Consent of the governed. We said no. And if did anybody here truly believe? Everybody is against it. So we really shouldn't waste a whole lot of time. We should be able to come up with an ordinance that says ban data centers, solar farms in Jackson County permanently. No questions asked. Case closed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Nick Zateslo. I'm running for Congress here in North Florida. I'm a North Florida native.
Do you want to speak to the ordinance, or are you going to run for office?
I mean, I'm running for office, but I'm speaking
Okay,
about the
well,
ordinance.
Just speak to the ordinance. You run for office outside.
That's what I'm doing.
We'll be fair with everybody that way.
Yep, no, that's what I'm doing. I just want to introduce myself, who I am. I want to say what this community did and what y'all did is inspiring. The people who packed this room and the vote that y'all did last month was much needed, and I thank you for doing that. One by one, counties are standing up now. I've been traveling around all these counties around here, and they're inspired by what y'all did. And you started that and you gave people permission to start fighting in their own backyards, even if the data centers aren't being proposed yet. And it means something, and it's super important, because what's happening is they'll find a different county right across the line and go there. So thank you for being a part of that and starting this, but that inspiration only carries us so far. The real work starts now. And so what I've been doing as I travel across the counties and been learning from folks and talking to people right here is that the moratorium is important, but it doesn't stop everything. Like you said, we need the permanent ban, but that means changing the land development codes, right? It's not just a ban. You can't just say that in big picture. You got to put the details in. That's where the devil's in the details. It always is. So I've been working in this industry for a long time. I'm here to fight for our people, for our land, and for our economy. And so what I've been doing is building out 12 points of specific permanent code changes that will make sure that they can't swindle us out of it and find the loopholes and do that, because other counties around the country have been dealing with this. We're not the first ones.
Where's your home?
My home's in Tallahassee, Florida, sir.
Okay, so
And,
you're about to
and-
run out of time.
Okay, well, I just want to tell you what I think we should do right now, and I'll pass out the information to your staff. But basically, we need to make sure we don't have ownership shells and LLCs. We need to know who we're working with. Every beneficial owner above 5% needs to be part of that structure. If the developer has signed an NDA with any state agency or utility related to this project, it gets disclosed right now at the county level. You can't see what's in the NDA, but you need to know if there's an NDA that you're dealing with, because right now they're going to try and hide as much as they can around these shell companies and what they're doing. The other piece is the water. Don't ask them how much water they think they're going to use. Ask how much equipment they're putting on the land that's going to use water, because that's how much water they're going to use. Don't let them swindle you.
You did a good job. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all's work on this.
Miss Shawn, you recognize. Pull that thing down where we can. There you go.
I need something to stand on.
Get your box.
Okay, my name is Karen Schoen and I am from Greenwood, Florida, and I have been studying this since the 70s when I was a teacher in New York. This is not only what we think it is, but there's a lot behind it. I want everybody in this room and outside to think for 1 minute, what would happen if all of these problems were solved? If there was no problem with electricity, water, or anything like that, and we got a data center, why would we have a data center? What would be the purpose? Why would we need it? When you have studied it, you realize that according to their agendas, and you can read them, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and all of the CEOs that are involved, they have one thing in mind, and that is surveillance. So if every problem was solved and they came to you and said, here's an inordinate amount of money, the bottom line is, would you want to be surveilled 24/7? Would you want everything that you do to be recorded and put in a machine that will then regurgitate and come back to you in the form of AI, which is artificial intelligence, not intelligence? Humans are intelligent, machines are artificial, and they are programmed by humans. And these CEOs have told us over and over again, their goal is depopulation. Too many people on the planet, we can't feed them, not enough food, not enough places for them to live. That's a lie. Why depopulation? Because their goal is control, and too many people to control takes control out of their hands. Mostly they are afraid of people like us who come together and say no. So their ultimate goal, as they tell us over and over again, you will own nothing and they will be happy. Their intent is to own and control every aspect of human activity by owning all means of production and distribution. Listen to them. Listen to Peter Thiel, who can't come up with a simple answer when asked, and this is the man who is a co-owner of Palantir that has multiple contracts with our government to control. He was asked point blank, do you feel that humans have the right to exist? He couldn't answer the question. Listen to Jensen Huang, who is the CEO of NVIDIA, who feels that everything should be controlled by them. So my request.
Finish up, Ms. Shawn, please.
Okay, my request is
We
very
appreciate you
simple.
very much. You will, you finished. Thank
I
you.
have one request. I think we need a bigger room
Thank
so
you.
that the people outside can
Thank you.
see. Plus, a permanent ban, a permanent ban. We don't have to have the expense of doing the same thing over and over again. And that's what would happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you and that gentleman right there are in the way of all those people right back there. Thank you.
We're Roy and Lynn Comfort, we're residents of Jackson County. I look forward to the modified moratorium or ordinance saying that there's not gonna be any data centers. One of the points I wanted to make was how much noise was going to be created by these data centers. 90 decibels, 2.5 miles, sometimes the sound can travel. If it was put down in the proposed place down near Compass Lake, it would encompass all of Compass Lake. Was it put in Mariana, Mr. Donifro, it would include all of Mariana. There would be no more quiet morning fishing in Maribel Pond. If it was placed in Sneed's, it would actually intrude into Lake Seminole. So I think there's much to consider beyond just the water consumption for these. I was going to ask that the council not enter into any non-disclosure agreements. It sounds like we're going to ban them outright, so I look forward to that. I also believe that all data center approvals should be passed by a popular vote. If we do not move in the outright ban, I think 60% of the people in the district should have to pass that, and 50% of the county as a whole should have to pass that. My thoughts on that. I do have a question, Mr. Westbrook. You gave a interview on a proposed planning by 231 South Partners and Bloom Energy, just south of Compass Lake. What's the disposition of that currently? From what I've read, they are a fuel cell innovator and not a solar farm innovator. What is the disposition of that currently?
We won't answer any questions.
I'm sorry?
We won't answer any questions at this time. Only advice from an attorney. Thank you.
I hope there's an outright ban. And
you've heard the vote, and we haven't been any more clear than the vote.
I look forward to the ordinance.
Okay, you talk, and when you get finished, then I'll talk. Go ahead.
I look forward to the ordinance. I prepared some radiuses of where the noise would be related to approximately the commissioners' homes. If I could pass those out, you're welcome to them. I'm done talking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ellie White. I've lived in Jackson County for 51 years, and I just told you my age. I was at the last meeting as well, and since then I won't say educated myself. That implies I'm an expert. I'm not, but I'm learning more and more about these data centers. And I'm not going to talk about the water and the noise and the electricity and all those things because we've already discussed that. But I would like to leave you with an image or a feeling, because we look to the past to inform our future. And I think we were all here when we did have a devastating event. We all remember Hurricane Michael, I'm sure. And it tore up our trees, it tore up everything. The noise it made. You couldn't stand the noise. It was a constant roar. And when it was over, I'll tell you, my granddaughter was 2. She just turned 2.
The next day we went outside and my baby was hysterical. And she screamed, the trees, the trees, the trees, Bear, the trees. Now, we got over it. The most important thing during that time, I think for most of us, was water, trying to find some water. Everybody was looking for water because we realized real quick we needed some water to drink. And it was hard to get to. If you could get to it, it might not be good to drink at the time. And that feeling, I want you to think about that feeling and think about that feeling all the time. That you can't find any peace or comfort because it's gone. Now that was something we couldn't help, and gladly we got over it. Nature got over it in new and creative ways. We have more on my property, more brushy things, more blackberries and wild blueberries and such because the big trees were shading the sun. We have more rabbits, we have more quail, all of those little things. The earth repaired itself. The earth cannot repair itself if we choose to destroy it. And I appreciate your vote this morning very much because this is close to my heart. This is our future. And these people are somewhere else. That's what gets me. I've lived here my whole life. And these people are from somewhere else. Now, if people from somewhere else said, we're fixing to send this massive Category 5 hurricane over there into your county and destroy everything, you would say no, you would just be, there would be no question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate your time, man.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. I'm Craig Brown. I live in Jackson County. The moratorium is a solid start, and thank you for acting so quickly. I do have one small suggestion for you in the Jackson County ordinance, and it's based on a federal bill that's going to Congress. But instead of having the ability to terminate the moratorium, they talk about having a moratorium that will not be lifted. For example, until Jackson County updates its comprehensive plan policies and land development regulations for large load customers. This would give you, it wouldn't give you a solid 1 year in. I don't know what it's like for you, but years pass quickly for me at the current age I'm at. But it would just be a more open-ended way to get done what I know you're trying to get done. The other thing I just want to caution you on is many of the companies behind these data centers, the biggest ones are Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. A moratorium isn't going to stop their effort if they really want to build a data center here. And the reason I'm saying that is I have personal experience with Amazon, not with a data center, but with one of their other large developments. They have a playbook, and this is how it goes and what you need to look out for. They'll tell your economic development director that this project must be confidential, protect trade secrets. They'll force non-disclosure agreements. They will give them clever code names like Project Mango, which sounds wonderful, but what's really behind it is not. They also will promise large quantities of jobs that will not materialize or will be staffed from employees from the outside. Make no mistake, these large-scale data centers are what they call lights out. They have a few minimum employees to run around and fix servers and swap out bad hard drives, but they are not staffed. All the programming, all the data analysis, that all occurs someplace else. The other thing they will talk about construction jobs. That will never happen. They use their own architects. They use their own construction companies. They have their own people on contract to come and build these. The only people that are going to profit are anybody that has a cement plant because they will suck every cubic yard of cement the whole time they're building this, and nobody else will get anything done. No driveways poured, no foundations poured. I've seen this happen. The other clever thing they will do is, I know Mr. Knowles is qualified, but he will get no help because what they did when they were working in our area was they went out and put a retainer on every attorney within hundreds of miles that had any expertise in ordinance and property law, so that when the citizens actually did get organized, pooled their resources and tried to hire an attorney. Every attorney they went to said, sorry, it's a conflict of interest. We can't help you. And so guess what happened? We got it. It was a mess. Yeah, so,
Thank you, sir.
yep, thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate your effort.
Appreciate you.
Good morning. My name is Loretta Forster. I live in Indian Springs. I know you can't answer questions, but I'm just going to say, I feel like there's been a point of order. There was a motion and a second about the ban. I saw no vote. So I'm hoping that you guys go back and fix that. I also wanted to mention for anyone watching the video afterwards, this is the first scheduled meeting of the month. The first scheduled meeting of the month is always at 9 a.m. The commissioners are not doing something underhanded to have it at 9 a.m. This is when the meeting is normally scheduled. They aren't trying to get away with anything. They aren't trying to hide
May I
anything.
interrupt you 1 second, please,
Sir.
ma'am? The history in this county of the major institutions here, they're all on shift work.
Yes,
So that points to that. The
yes,
9 o'clock, we have it at 6 o'clock sometime.
yes.
Every member up here shows up every time, but please don't, correct us for something that we're only a nickel's worth. Thank you.
I'm speaking in favor of you. I've seen a lot of word, online about
Thank
people
you.
claiming bad
Yes,
things
ma'am.
about you, and I'm saying
Thank you.
that's not right. I read the draft moratorium. I'm thrilled that you're interested in a ban. When I read the draft moratorium, I was reminded of the saying that perfect is the enemy of good. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? Maybe not. The language used is inconsistent. One place it says it's a moratorium, another place it says it's a pause. It says it shall remain in effect for 1 year. The board may extend it after a public hearing or terminate it, which the language does not say warrants a public hearing. It also includes several statements which provide for exceptions and exemptions from the moratorium. These and other problems weaken it and could actually make it more vulnerable to legal challenges. I also read the business impact statement. Like another speaker, I would like to see a community impact statement as well, because residents of the community in Jackson County are at direct risk of any failure of a moratorium or ban. Bottom line, is the ban sufficient to protect Jackson County and its communities? It's not perfect. As written at the moment, it may not be good enough. And again, thank you for considering the ban. Thank you.
Thank you. We finished? John Paul, you recognize.
Gentlemen, Mr. Dean, Mr. Attorney, County staff, good morning. I'm Alan Barber. Had a lot of remarks prepared, but you've just voted, maybe you voted, to ban all data centers. Thank you. I've had concerns about the proposed temporary moratorium. Now the ordinance, as you want to reflect a permanent ban, the ordinance has to be changed to reflect a permanent ban. And that ban, as it will be written, must not have the exceptions that exist in the current draft of the moratorium, because these exceptions are enough that would have let a center slip through even while the moratorium is in place. And if they continue or some form, it could even let a data center slip through under your permanent ban. And let me just tell you what I'm referring to. I come to mind 3 things. One is the definition of large load. At some point in this new ordinance that bans it, you'll have to define what the data center is that you're banning. And part of it gets at this 50 megawatt threshold. That's in Senate Bill 484. Well, that's not good enough. It should be reduced down to, say, 5 megawatts, because a 45 megawatt facility would slip through, and not only that, it wouldn't get this protection from utilities that the state provides, because they have that 50 megawatt threshold. So change the definition very precisely, so what is being banned is clear. The second exception that exists now is and this may get it at your power. There's an exception that as written right now, that says you, the board, I'm paraphrasing, could, in your opinion, determine that there's no adverse impact of a particular data center, and therefore you could allow it with a vote, even during the moratorium. If that sort of exception continues, then it would allow a data center even during a ban. So remove that exception, please. It's exception number 7 in the current draft. And lastly, change the effective date from July 1 to next meeting, June 23rd. There's no reason to delay it to July 1. Yes, SB 484, it goes into effect on July 1, but that doesn't have any impact. SB 484 does not prevent you from doing something more stringent sooner. It doesn't give you any power, take away any power that you don't already have. So I'm just saying, be precise about this. Lean on your attorney to the extent that's appropriate to get these kinds of precise things. And of course, thank you. Now your community development department will have to still come up with some very stringent land use regulations that back up your ban. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you. You recognize.
Jack Staver, good morning. First of all, I appreciate your stance so far this morning. This is like, I can sleep a little bit more at night now, I think, because of this. All across the country, this is going on, and it is going on at a firestorm pace because people are done with this. We don't need AI data centers. We're still dumbing down because everything computers, it's artificial. We don't have to think anymore. We don't need that. We need people to think. And as far as what you wrote here on this, I have one, you're all gonna get a copy of this. They're all yellow pages on it. Every single one of those things is direct staff to do, direct staff to do. We're gonna get all the staff to rewrite everything. I mean, literally, this is basically all your ordinances, everything's gonna have to change. And I don't believe that you're probably having a hard time right now with the staff you have, trying to staff everything and get it done. And this is just sucking, and again, who's gonna pay for that? Us. And I don't think anybody in here is too excited about that. And there is one clause in here, and it's in section 6 exceptions. And what it says is ordinary repair, maintenance, blah, 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 goes on down to there. It said, or intensify a large scale data center or large customer facility. This implies that there's already a data center in Jackson County. Is there one we don't know about? Because the way this is written, that's what it says. So just things to keep in mind. And I appreciate you guys doing this. And this is critical to our lives, to our families, to our kids. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, there comes the gentleman right there on the seat. Come right on.
Sign in or anything?
No, why don't you tell us your name and where you're from?
My name is Joe Lewis. I'm from Greenwood, Florida now. Was originally from South Florida. We moved up here because it's a beautiful place.
You recognize.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, in South Florida, we farmed there for about 20 years with our small cattle operation. And it's over time, slowly, it started being housing developments and sand pits and shell pits. And it's just, now it's a total, it's just a mess, one thing after another after another. This is a very beautiful place. And I urge you on all these issues, not just the data centers, which thank you very much for that, to be very careful what you allow to go in, because it gives a domino effect and it can just destroy the way of life that is wonderful here that most people like. So I just appreciate any decision you make. Just think of it carefully for the future of the land and the people that already live here, not the people who are coming here and want to do development and that sort of thing. So, but just a quick little word. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm right ahead, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Kim Strawn, and I just wanted to bring up a couple things that wasn't discussed yet. I've seen people come forward in Georgia that have current data centers and they've run out of water, totally. They had a farm. Have you ever asked yourself, everybody that are pro data centers, what's gonna happen to our way of life and all the people that run out of water. How are you gonna live? It's a human right. And who are these people that come in here in our country and put these demands on our resources? The same resources that we're banned from using or having tiptoeing and taking care of as a land management, the natural resources that is. They're all protected, but yet they can come in here and destroy or consume our natural resources. They don't come with their own power. Matter of fact, people in Lake Tahoe, they are told by 2027 they have to find their own form of power because they're prioritizing data centers over the local people. That is dangerous grounds right there now, isn't it? Try living without power or the increase of your power, because the statement that comes from the people that want these, WEF, the World Economic Forum, these people expect you to pay it and to dip into your savings or your pension to pay for these. I've heard this come right out of their mouths. Has anybody ever thought of that? How that's going to crush your way of life? I know our economy isn't that great right now. This middle class people to lower income, what are they going to do when they're expected to pay for this multi-billion-dollar industry? Or trillion, actually. By the way, in Asia, in China, they have a total of 368 data centers, and supposedly they have this huge empire of people. And we're talking communist China. Of course they're pro for that. And a lot of the people that want these data centers are in cahoots with these Chinese communists. And they want that for this country. And let's get down to the brass tacks. These data centers are actually to control people. It's a surveillance center. And these flock cameras are going to also follow you in your cars and go every mile that you go. And also their comment, you'll own nothing and like it. If we run out of water, that means they're going to bring us into their 15-minute cities where they can control us. You cannot go anywhere within 15 minutes within that complex they're going to build for all of you minions, you slaves, for this global elite that want to run our planet. It sounds crazy, but it's true, because this is coming right out of their mouths, and these are things to consider. Our way of life is going to go away. Think about it. If there's a global or a world, let's see in the United States, we have a big water shortage. Who are you going to go running to? The government? Oh, they got answers for you, but you're going to go to what they say to do. They're going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to pay the price if you want water and natural resources.
Thank
So
you.
please consider that. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Westbrook, we have 3 people online too that want to speak.
Oh, okay. Come right ahead, ma'am. You recognize.
Hi, my name is Kayla Shaw. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm a transplant from Tucson, Arizona. I've lived here now for 18, almost 19 years. My hometown, Tucson, Arizona, has been ravaged by one of these. Mind you, I come from the desert. We constantly in a drought. We get rain maybe every once in a while. My city voted against it. They still put it in. And they were told, don't use city water. They have now been caught illegally using multiple times, stealing our city water back home. These companies aren't our friends. They're not here to help us. There's no job boom at all with any of these centers. You maybe have 10, 20 tops people who are educated enough to run these facilities. It's not going to help us. On top of it, Bloom Energy is not who they say they are. Is that right? That's what the company that was mentioned in the Panama City article. Bloom Energy is not a solar place. They do not do solar. The only thing solar about them is the batteries they make with natural gases, hydrogen, and something, I can't remember the other thing, natural gas, hydrogen, and something else are batteries that can be implemented into the solar system for these AI data centers. Not to mention, Bloom just did a deal with another giant AI data center, I can't remember, that's going to be placed in New Mexico. It's going to be one of the biggest ones. So do we want to be a community that supplies batteries to ravage other communities? I don't think so. I don't think anybody wants that. I don't think anybody wants this at all. I just want to put my 2 cents in, let everybody know. Hi, bye.
Thank you. The online people.
Yes, sir. Fred, we're ready for people online.
All right, just as a reminder, anyone online, if you would like to speak, you may use the raise hand feature on Zoom or *9 via telephone. First hand up is Peggy Gilly.
You recognize?
Yep, she'll need to unmute herself.
May have.
I thought I did unmute. Good morning, commissioners. This is Peggy Gilly down here in Compass Lake. I have to work today, so I'm here just watching online. The moratorium, I mean, the people on Facebook are so misinformed. I spend a good part of my time trying to not straighten them out, but put the truth out that I'm aware of. The moratorium, 2 public meetings, and it's a done deal. Is that correct? And thank you very much for voting on a ban. Please make sure that vote takes care of us and then get the land use management and the ordinances in place to make this not happen, please. I'm glad all 5 of you are against it and have said that here in the public. And then NDAs, I don't know how we go about making that's not right. It's not right to go back behind the people that voted you in and make deals with companies that we are not aware of. So somehow we need to make that not happen. Thank you for doing what's right for this county. We really appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for all you do. Have a great day. Bye.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Recognized.
The next one is Sarah K. Elliott.
You recognize?
To unmute myself. My name is Sarah K. Elliott, and I'm from Panama City Beach. I agree with almost totally everything everyone has said, and I appreciate your consideration. The 2 systems that are available when you're building a new facility, they're either closed or they're hybrid, an open system. The closed systems can only be afforded by the big tech giants, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, et cetera, et cetera. And we are not sure if these smaller companies will actually be backed by any of the larger tech companies. So when you say smaller data centers, you need to be really certain who's backing them because of NDAs. My second point is regulation, regulation, regulation. Our utilities do not have the infrastructure right now to be able to handle any water disposal that is going to occur. These new data centers with CPUs will be introducing new chemicals into the water, which will require our utility systems to be updated, and it's extremely expensive. And who is going to pay for those costs? Are they going to pass them on to the consumers, to the public, to the people that live there? We don't want them here, and it's awfully close to our borders. And I'm 100% behind the Jackson public that's standing up against these. I'd like to see a ban, but if you're not interested in banning it, you need to find out what the scientists are saying. Ironically, there's a company called Zetos, ZETOS.ai, which, yes, is an AI company. They're selling their services, but their scientists will tell you straight up about the 2 different systems.
Your time is up, ma'am.
Okay, Zetos.ai. Thank you.
Thank you. We have one more online. You
The
recognize?
last one, I'm not going to try and pronounce their name. You are unmuted. You should be able to speak now.
Okay, we'll carry on with our meeting. Mr. Dean?
You, the commission want to, modify based on the, input from the commissioners. The commission want to move to accept an ordinance establishing a ban on all data centers of any size and any affiliated systems or businesses.
You recognize?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Commissioners, can you just, there was comment about the duration. Can you
Yes,
give
sir.
me clarity on that?
Yes, sir.
And then also size. I just
Size.
want to make sure that when we're bringing this back to you all, that we're giving you what you requested.
I
think the size is
What's the board's pleasure?
No
1
doubt.
kilowatt up.
I think if it's a data center,
Okay.
no.
Yes.
I think one other point that, and I'll say this, that we heard a lot of people speak. I only heard one new thing today, and that was a point raised, I think by Mr. Barber, or it may have been somebody else, that indicated that these companies have a lot of dollars that they bring to the table, and that they put on retainer a lot of area experts. That was something new. Everything else that's been said, it's been said multiple times. I think everyone here at this table has done their own research. So I do know that the closed loop systems that are being developed by these companies use less water. I think the trade-off for the closed loop systems is they have to use a lot more electricity. So it's kind of a balancing act. But to answer your question, I think the consensus of the board is that there be no new data centers of any size allowed under this temporary moratorium. The other point that Mr. Barber brought up, which I think is a good one, is that currently this goes into effect on July 1st. Is that the legal precedence, or could we put it into effect immediately after the ordinance is finally approved?
I wouldn't advise that, but if that's the board's will, then you can certainly.
What would be the reason to not do that?
Because the legislature has really only given us the ability to regulate that through the comprehensive plan, and that law does not come into effect until July 1st. So my thinking is that gives us the ability to regulate all of the things that we want to do through the comp plan, and this should give us enough time to push that through P&Z, have citizen comment, have our public hearings, and then bring that back to the board. But if it's the board's will to do it before that, I won't stand in the way of that.
I guess maybe my other question, Mr. Chairman, would be that the part of the reason for putting this moratorium into effect is to give community planning time to go through, all of our rules and regulations that could potentially apply to development such as this or any other large development that may not even be a data center, but may be something else that is a large capacity user to put some well, I guess they're not regulations, but put some something in place to make sure that we understand exactly what their uses are going to be, and that we would do that over the next year, hopefully, be able to put those rules and regulations into place through community development.
And I think that'll be what we bring to you subsequent to this. This was just sort of a stopgap to give us time to look at it. I'm a lawyer, not a scientist, engineer, electrical, any of that stuff. So that's why the 50 megawatts was in there. That was what the legislature used. So whatever changes you all want to make to it, we're of course happy.
One thing that I saw or heard, that I don't guess I saw anything but went to that, but what I heard said was a thought about provided that the people that was applying were sole proprietors, more or less. That wasn't exactly the words, but if they were just a shell company for a bigger company or something, I heard that would be interesting to me, that we was able to regulate that.
And
Yes, sir, you recognize.
If that's the way to go, that's something we can add into the comp plan and land development code. It says that they must identify who the end user is, who the owner is, et cetera, so that there is a shell game.
Well, and I've heard a lot, and I didn't take many notes, but that was one of them. And I think we should consider that as a board. Go ahead.
I heard speak about fiber optic cable and stuff like that. To me, I don't think people are really against that too much because it helps with the computer stuff, systems and all, but it's not taking away water. We're taking away any environment of wildlife or human resource, like the data center does. I think anything proposed to that that's taken away from any wildlife or any of the citizens' well-being, lifestyle, and all that, I think I'm opposed to that.
Chairman,
Yeah,
I
recognize.
I need a little bit of clarity here. Last time we were taking action to put the crest to a data center off hold for a period of what, 1 year, was that right? Yes, sir. Okay. And I understood Mr. Crest was going to say permanently.
That's that's my stand.
So I guess my confusion is, what are we voting on? What is the vote we're gonna vote on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, personally, I'm more in favor of a 1 year moratorium as opposed to a permanent ban. And there again, things are changing so rapidly, and we certainly have the capability of extending it. And if if the concerns about water usage, if the concerns about electrical usage, if the concerns about the negative impact on the environment still remain, we can certainly extend it, as long as we want to. If those concerns haven't been raised, I don't remember who brought up the point, but we've got to be careful. One of the things I always hear is that our young people are leaving Jackson County because there's absolutely nothing for them to do. There's no good jobs for them to come back for. And I understand in the research that I have done on these data centers concurs with everything that's been said. These data centers won't provide a lot of high-end jobs, so I don't think data centers is the way to for economic development for Jackson County. But I think there was a gentleman that said, I'm one of the ones that spoke, that we've got to be careful about saying that Jackson County is, because of this, Jackson County is not open for business. We're out there every day. Our economic development team is out there looking for industry to bring in and jobs to bring in, so that our young people do have something to stay here for. Many of us have seen our children and grandchildren go off to Atlanta, go off to Charlotte, North Carolina, because there's nothing for them to do here. And that's something that we as a commission have to weigh against. And so we've got to be careful about putting out a message that we're not open for business, because we do need to be cognizant about economic development in Jackson.
And a lot of that just changes with population. We've held steady at the population that we have now. Golly, I don't remember. You probably do 20, 30, 40 years. So that always stands in the way of that, but I'm not sure that we care where we add to a population. We're, as they would say, I would recognize it as poor. We're kind of a poor county when you look at the other 66, and that possibly well may be. And we're facing something right now with this ad valorem tax, with the ad valorem tax, with what they're going to take away, but the big counties are crying foul as well. So there's a big picture there, and certainly we don't want to make a mistake in having something that we're sorry of later. So that's my say. You recognize Ms. Crutchfield?
My vote still stands to ban it.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. You recognize.
Again, for clarity. So it's my position, Mr. Curry, that right now, the original moratorium for 1 year is the existing order. It's the proposed. Yes. Okay. So something has to happen for that change, and this board has not taken action for the change. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
You haven't voted on it. There's a motion and a second, and let me ask.
There's a motion and a second.
I can fix that right now. All in favor of the motion in the second, raise your right hand. Wait, no.
I don't just ask what the motion is.
Well, you didn't have to embarrass me.
Well,
With all due respect, go ahead.
what I have is the banned data centers and any other businesses associated with data centers.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good motion. And I got a second now. I got a motion and a second. The banned data center. Yes, sir. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign.
And let me clarify my opposition, because I know I'm gonna be chastised on Facebook for voting against it. But my only reason for voting against this motion for all of you is I still think it needs to be a one-year moratorium. It gives us ample time to do the research. You can wave your hands all you want to. I'm just trying to state why. You mind if I state why I voted against that?
No, sir, you go right ahead. You got the floor.
I just
You
think
reckon
it needs to be a temporary moratorium, more than a permanent moratorium. Even with a permanent moratorium, we have the capability of this board of lifting it at any time. So it's. So anyway, that's my reason for voting against it. I'm all in favor of the one-year moratorium. I think that there's a lot of concerns that have been raised by our constituents, and I agree with most of those concerns. I just think a one-year moratorium is more judicious than a permanent ban.
Dr. Spires, you recognize?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
In order for this board to consider Mr. Crutchfield's motion, do we have to rescind the original motion?
That's what I was asking, what was the time frame on the original motion? And I don't know if there was one on the original motion.
When it would start?
Yes.
I did not hear that from Mr. Crutchfield.
Start right now. Now, the other motion that was made back, it still really didn't come in effect to the second public hearing, do it?
Well, then that was, I think, what Commissioner Spires was asking for clarity, because the effective date that's currently in the ordinance is July 1st.
Yeah.
So
I'll make a motion come in effect today.
You want to amend it?
why don't we?
You want to amend the motion? You amend the motion and come in
Yeah.
effect
Start
today.
over, and if I could just.
We got to vote on the motion.
The time frame of the motion.
We'll have to vote on the amendment, please.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Time frame of the motion, I'm hearing permanent, all data centers, accessory structures, and then also, the other one, sorry,
All right.
Permanent ban instead of
a one year, right?
So
And
now,
effective date, I'm sorry, effective date.
now we've
Yeah.
already voted on that. Did we just vote on that?
We did. What he
We didn't
wants,
vote on when I-
he wants to rescind it.
3-2? So now we need to make an amendment.
When y'all get
I made
finished,
an amendment
I'll
to make effective today.
we did already vote on that. You're absolutely right. He wants to withdraw his motion, if I understand, and
Well,
amend it at the same time. Now, am I wrong or are you wrong?
Amend my motion to make.
You
it
want to amend your
effective
motion?
today.
Well, we've already voted on your
I
motion.
know it,
so
but amend
it's
it,
hard to amend it.
okay?
Hard to amend it after we vote on
Could we
it.
put
can't
something
amend.
like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir, for shaking your head back. I'm sorry, we not suiting you, but I apologize.
The motion contains language that would like to rescind the previously, more previous motion, and offer this as a substitute motion.
Yes, rescind the prior vote.
Yeah.
And it would need to come from someone on the winning side, so that would be.
That's correct.
Crutchfield, Mr. Chairman, or Mr.
I
President.
think, all right. Well, all four of us were on the winning side, one
Oh,
was.
I'm sorry.
You talking about today's vote?
Yes, sir.
One last week.
Today's. Last week was just to direct staff to bring this back to you today. So permanent ban, all data centers, accessory structures. I need an effective date, and if you could do that and rescind the prior, that would be.
And he's basically wanting to change the effective date till today.
Well,
Is that correct,
Yeah,
Second
correct, yeah.
Second reading,
sir?
the second reading of.
because it's not effective today, because you still gotta go through second. reading.
That's
You gotta bring it
correct.
back to you.
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Effective that after the second meeting then.
And rescind the previous motion, is that right? Or is that moratorium?
Well,
Yeah, just end the moratorium motion.
Is that a new motion?
Do you want to give them the motion?
Is that a new motion?
Why don't I state it?
no,
Yeah.
And then you all can just, throw it back at me. Okay, so permanent ban on all data centers and accessory structures, for into perpetuity, and then effective June 23rd after the second reading.
Okay.
You put the retention of the previous one in.
Rescind the previous one, yes.
everybody satisfied with that on this board?
Yeah, I
Don't
think.
matter
That's
about
motion
this.
in our second that.
And we already had a second this time, but I'll take 2
Okay, I'm
seconds.
sorry.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
We'll take 2 seconds, Dr. Spire. You know that's all right. All right, you want to vote on it? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same. Now, with the permission of the people, maybe we can get on with the agenda now.
Got my permission.
Thank you, sir. You did well. Everybody did well. Thank y'all for being obedient. Thank you for being quiet. All right, yeah. When they get through talking, we'll recess till they get out. They gonna talk. Yeah, mhm, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'll offer a motion that we adjourn for 5 minutes until the audience clears that.
Second. Got a motion to second adjourn for 5 minutes. Not really adjourn, but have a recess.
Recess, yeah.
All right. Thank you. sir, I am. I'm very ready. Is the carry on, Mr. Dean, with the agenda, please.
Okay, Mr. Westbrook, we'll move into section 3 of the agenda. The first item in section 3 is to request the board to approve the board with its new members, the Affordable Housing Advisory Committee. And again, this is to approve the board with the new members included.
Okay.
Offer a motion to approve the 2026 Affordable Housing Advisory Committee, and the names of those are provided in your packet.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the members. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, the next item is a request to the board to approve the second extension for a development order associated with the development near the corner of Highway 71 and Peacock Bridge Road. This will be, again, the second extension for this development. And it is recommended by Community Development for a 12-month extension.
Chairman, that's so moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, moving into section 4, the first item is the consent agenda to pay the bills, to request board approval of right-of-way use permit, and approve the minutes.
Is there any reason we can't take all three of those? Is that the pleasure of the board? Would that be the pleasure of the
I'll make a
board?
motion to approve it.
All right. Got a motion to approve all three items on the consent agenda.
Second.
Got a second? All raise your right hand. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, the next item on the agenda is a request to the board to approve the designated receiving system plan, which also includes the behavioral health transportation plan. This is a collaboration with partners such as the Sheriff Department, Fire and Rescue, and of course, by statute, the board has to approve these two plans, which are included in your board package.
Chief Bruner, you need to elaborate on that. You need to elaborate on that? No?
So moved.
Board flow. Okay, got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
I think I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Yeah, right.
My wife works for Northwest Florida, so I'll recuse myself.
You'll have to step in that room. That's fine. What else is the board's pleasure? You moving on?
Okay, moving on, Mr. Westbrook. The next item on the agenda is a request for board approval to issue a certificate. We're asking the board to approve a certificate of need for the Survival Flight EMS. This is the Jackson County Hospital wants to enter into an agreement which will allow Survival Flight EMS to provide transportation for patients from Jackson Hospital to other hospitals throughout the state of Florida. And the chief has reviewed it, and we're asking for the board to approve issue the certificate of need.
What's the board's pleasure?
Quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is this by ambulance and air or just air?
This is their ground ambulance operation.
Excuse me? Ground.
This is their ground ambulance operation, yes, sir.
Okay.
Got a motion to approve?
Second.
Got a second to approve? Any other questions? Any other thoughts? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, the next item is a request for the board approval of agreement between Jackson CI and the Jackson County Fire and Rescue to provide fire services should it be needed at Jackson CI. It's a 3-year agreement. According to Chief Bruner, there will be another one for ACI, and that should come in the future. But again, 3-year agreement to provide those services when needed for 3 years.
I was just here in
You
case.
satisfied with it?
Yes, sir.
What's the board's pleasure?
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr.
You
Westbrook.
you can haul them there, chief. Just go ahead.
The next item is the request for board approval of award for the fire rescue medical evaluation services. If the board remembers, they authorized us to do an RFP for medical evaluation services, which are required by the state of Florida for our fire and rescue services. The RFP was put out on the street. We received bids, and the stat and is recommended to award to the low bidder.
How many bids did you have?
3.
All of them local?
None of those are local, Mr. Westbrook.
One of them, closest.
The closest bid was Pensacola, from a company out of Pensacola.
And who was that? I may have missed it in the, who was it?
Vital, Sam.
Vital?
Yes.
VITAL?
E. That kind of spin on the name of the owner.
Okay.
What's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve it.
Got a motion to approve?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, the next item is board approval of award for Belly Bridge Boardwalk replacement. This was put out on the street for bids. We received multiple bids, 2 bids, and we're asking that the bid be awarded to the low bidder to replace that boardwalk at the Bellamy Bridge.
Who were the 2 reps?
Seabird.
Low bid was Seabird, and the next was Extreme Land Restoration.
Have we worked with?
Are they local?
Extreme is local, Seabird's in, Mountain, so
I thought T-Bird was a car.
Seabird, it's a lot of marine stuff.
Have we worked with Seabird before?
No, so we have, this will be our first,
You feel pretty comfortable with the bid?
I do, it was, where I had budgeted, the second bid was way higher, so I think Seabird was 98,000.
Yeah.
92,895.
Next highest was 160, so, but both were present at the pre-bid conference, and we walked through the property, answered the question, so he's well informed on the task.
And the plans will
Are
provided by DHM?
Yes, sir.
Is it bonded?
This will be, yes.
I'll offer a motion to award the Bellamy Bridge Boardwalk to Seabird Marine in the amount of $92,895.
Got a motion and a second to award the bid. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move on.
The next item was an added item, item number 7. This is request board approval of the certificate of final completion for the Project Jaws, which was the resurfacing and additional infrastructure improvements on Mashburn Road, which would have been the west end of Mashburn Road, asking for board approval.
This carries the paving all the way to, is it Hope Church Road?
New Hope Road, yes.
New Hope. Yeah, I haven't ridden it yet, but the staff feels comfortable that the project's been completed in accordance with plan and specs. I'll offer a motion that we approve the final completion.
I have a second.
Second.
Got a second, Mr. Phil. All in favor of the, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Move along.
Mr. Westbrook, if the commission in front of you have a legal size piece of paper that shows a survey, this was the property that the board agreed to sell to Mr. Shilpin, and it's approximately 4 to 4.5 acres. There is a small 0.25 acres in between the fence line at the Mariana Fire Station, which is owned by Jackson County, and his property line. It's about 0.25 acres, maybe 0.3 acres. He has approached us about purchasing that 0.25 acres for the same amount of what he paid for the additional 4.5 as a price per acre. And we're asking for board approval.
What's the board's pleasure?
So this 60 it's 60 foot wide,
Approximately, yes, sir.
and does it extend back to, the same distance to 227 feet, I guess?
Yes, sir, back to the, where that survey
Right.
indicates.
All right, so, I mean, it's not usable for anything else, so we don't, does fire rescue have any, need for that property?
It's our property.
I mean, do we have any plans to use? I mean, there's nothing that we would need it for. We got plenty of room there at fire rescue. I'll offer a motion that we approve the sale.
Got a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed. You could go to sleep there. You could sleep between them two buildings.
Yeah.
Lay down and go to sleep. All right, move along.
That's all. Okay, Commissioners, the next item, number 9, as you recall, we engaged the services of a realtor which represents Jackson County. The commission also approved a task order to list approximately 7 to 10 properties. One of those properties is I'm going to refer to as the Carpenters Building on the Endeavor property, which is just adjacent to, across the street from the convention center. The realtor has brought us a proposal. It encompasses about one acre of property, and you can see I provided you with the aerial, the last page of that item number 9, and you can see what we're talking about as a visual. But the realtor has brought us a proposal. The listing price was $49,000. We have an offer for $44,000, which is 90% of the listing price, and we're asking for board approval to sell this property and have a discussion about the covenant that would go on the deed if the board decides to sell it, that would require the new owner to make improvements to the property to some extent.
Want to go ahead and approve now?
Yes, sir. And if there's any feedback, we do plan to incorporate some requirements for improving the property. But if there's any additional guidance.
Are we looking at 12 months?
12 to 18 months, yes, sir.
In other words, that they would need to make the improvements that they've discussed making?
Yes, sir. At least the exterior improvements, improving the exterior of the property.
Will those required improvements be defined, or, I mean?
Yeah, that might be.
We can, in the discussions that we've had so far, that would be ensuring that all the windows are secure and, replaced that need to be replaced, and cleaning up around the property. And there's a small wall that's attached to the building that would come down and clean up the property.
They will survey that, won't they?
Yes, sir.
How much did we, Rhett may know this, how much did we pay to put the roof on that building? Oh, it's a fiberglass shingle roof, I do know that. Well, I mean, with all of that property out in Endeavor, we took it with the idea of trying to get it into private developers' hands so that it'll be reused. So as long as the developer, the potential landowner plans to do something with it, it's better than us having to keep it.
No doubt about it.
But as long as it's not as close to the convention center, as long as we may not need that for parking in the future. That's something else, as long as we got some area, if that develops on, goes better, we might
Jim and I
need extra parking.
That's a good point. Jim and I,
If I could, Mr. Donford, we have identified additional parking, which is just to the, up the hill from the Carpenters Building. That area right beside the Carpenters Building, if you're looking at it, Mr. Crutchfield, it's, it's very limited as to what you can park there now. But the better parking is just up the hill. There's already a drive going into that. We've had discussions about putting some crushed lime rock on that or something else. But that is where predominantly where your additional parking would be.
Okay, yeah, I just wanna make sure we don't run out of room that we might use our flat.
And another area, if you recall from the original master plan or the original site plan was where the asphalt paved parking is behind the convention center. We had the county come in and level out that whole area, so there's additional potential parking there as well.
Mr. Bryant, you recognize?
This building, is it the one in the back or is it the one beside the smokestacks?
It's the one in the back, behind the smokestack
That
building.
one?
It's this one.
Yeah.
The one directly across from the
convention.
porch for the convention
I
site.
get that.
It's kind of built up.
Two-story building.
Yeah.
One that we just put that shingle roof on.
I reckon that's one of the smokestacks.
Whoever made that, smokestack, I'd like to have some of his relatives do any brickwork I would ever need.
I like that smokestack statement.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
Well, this is not, this piece of property it's drawn out does not include the smokestack.
Right, but the next agenda item is the smokestack.
We can really make sure, you know.
Yes, and it's up to y'all. I mean, you tell me what you want to do, or hold on to it or not.
No, as long as, I just hate to lose that smokestack. Ever who buys it.
Yes. But this,
Let's go ahead and take care of this one first.
Right, absolutely.
If that's
Thank
okay.
Thank
I'll offer a motion that we sell, referring to as the Carpenter's Building, to, is it to Leonard S. Williams and Susan Michelle Williams,
yes, sir.
for $44,000. Correct?
Yes,
With the added covenant that they move forward with, a set of defined improvements to the exterior shell of the building, as discussed.
I need a second.
Can you,
Go ahead, no, you
can
fine.
you give me a
Go
time
another
frame,
head.
Commissioner?
Yes, 12 to 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah, I mean, does it need to be, let's just say 18 months.
Thank you.
I'm looking for a second. I got a second, Mr. Commissioner Bryant. All in favor of selling the piece of property for $44,000, raise the right hand. All opposed, same sign, move along.
okay, Mr. Westbrook, the last item that I have on the agenda is the sale of the smokestack building. On the last page, there is a aerial that you can look at, and it does show approximately 3/4 of an acre that is associated with the purchase of this building. Again, we engaged the services of a realtor. We issued a task order to them to sell these properties. The listing price was $39,000. We have an offer to purchase it for $35,000, which is 89% of the listing price. We're asking for board direction to sell the property with the same type, clauses associated with making improvements to secure the building.
Is that the same people or is it just a different
group of people.
cab development?
It'll be mighty close, something.
And of course, this would involve a survey, Mr. Wood.
Covenant in it or save the smokestack?
I would love to say that smokestack.
I would not be opposed to that. Can we do that? Can we basically put a covenant in the sale that they not take the smokestack down?
I mean, you can, I just always worry that someone could challenge that and say, well, you're restraining what I can do with my property. We've got the property rights element in the comp plan.
Can we take that section out of the proposed sale?
If you resurveyed it, I mean, because you're technically doing a lot split.
Is it attached to the building, the smokestack?
I would consider it.
I think it is.
Do you think it is?
Just looking at it from the road.
Attached? I didn't remember.
I think it is, but I don't.
Does Carpenter building have access to it, will have access to it?
Yes, sir.
If
Both of
they're
these
different
would have,
owners, they'll still be able to get.
both of these owners would have access,
Okay.
their own access.
Would have their own access to the property.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know, if I bought it, I wouldn't want you to tell me what to do with it.
Well, if I wanted it, I wouldn't care.
Would it be appropriate to have that conversation with the owner to find out what their,
We can, if that's the direction of the board.
I know that it's been kind of an architectural element that we wanted to preserve, not for any specific use, but it does, it's got a unique element, and, of course, it won't be cheap to take down either, and you're not gaining that much property by taking it down, so I would think that, you know, the new owners may not be opposed to having that covenant in there.
We can have that discussion, and, if it's the direction of the board, bring it back. If they don't agree to keep it up, then bring it back.
Let's do that.
Should we really, shouldn't we really ought discuss that with the, the owner or gonna be owner before we make a move on it?
And I'm just asking, board can tell me whatever you want me to do, but if the owner agrees that they're keeping the smokestack, then, could we go ahead and move forward with the sale? And it's gonna take, we have to have a survey.
If they say that they don't want to.
That or table it either one to the next meeting.
Table it might be the best idea. We can get you all the information and then bring it back on the 23rd.
I'll offer a motion that we table this until, staff has an opportunity to discuss the smokestack capability of leaving the smokestack intact, and then bring that back.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second to keep the smokestack. Not anybody crawl down in it, but anyway, we can keep it clear. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign, move along. That's it.
That's everything on the agenda.
Praise the Lord. We finished?
I got.
Okay, I got 2 or 3 requests. Would y'all go out there and that gallery out there, go to asking them questions? Go ahead.
Mr. Eddie Davis approached me about wanting to get his road paved on Acon, and, which I'm all for it. I always did think we had the money to do it, and, still don't think maybe we do, but anyway, he's really wanting to get it done, so I guess if there's any help that we can do to work towards that, I'd appreciate it.
As long as we can add as long as we can add Hartsville to it, to that list of roads that people won't pave. There's nobody to pave.
That's right.
Mr. Westbrook?
Yes, sir. How many of mine you want to pay?
It's probably
three. We'll give us some kind of money to borrow.
Three or so. I'd say, I don't know exactly how many miles, but 3 to 4 miles.
Well, the former commissioner in this district that I served left me $3,713. Anyway.
If I could, Mr. Westbrook.
Yes, sir, you recognize?
Mr. Crutchfield, you know, at the end of the calendar year, we start working on applications for SCOP, scrap, and SIGP. If you would like, we could make that, the road that you would like for us to submit, when the time comes for SCOP or scrap, or which one it fits in.
Yeah, I like that added on.
Can you use those funds for repaving? Is it a dirt road or is it a paved road?
Dirt road.
Can you use?
Commissioner Donovan, recognize, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can you use those funds for paving?
You can.
I didn't know that.
Pave a dirt road, yes.
Ooh. How many miles you want?
So there's scrap and SCOP. One does allow
Oh.
paved dirt roads and one does not. We just always felt we get the most bang for our buck with resurfacing versus paving dirt roads, but don't stop.
They have to go out and inspect it and all that to do to pave roads and.
Well, so the original application will be for design, and then it'll take a year or so to get design, and once that's ready, we apply for construction funds.
Yeah, I'd like for that to be entered in to be done.
Commissioner Bryant?
I got a call about removing the stop signs on Spanish Trail Road at the railroad tracks. East of Grand Ridge. Does Road and Bridge have a problem with that? It has cross arms, it's got lights. It's 2 or 3 times people stop there, and most of the people don't realize it. And there's almost been wrecks there about that.
Are we, just for clarity statement about the railroad, I don't know that they would allow that to be done, because that's their right of way.
That
But
is their
I'm
property.
not trying to be a stick in the mud, I'm just.
I didn't think about that. That is their property though, because they widened it.
I've dealt with that even on private property at times, don't buy in another place. Better think about that before we
Do we have contact with that railroad?
We do, just add, my only other concern would be where the McCall Mill stop sign is. The stop sign at railroad tracks slows that traffic down. I agree, folks probably won't stop like they should. But that would be a large hazard for McCall Mill traffic coming off the Old Spanish Trail to make that all the way through with.
I don't think we're gonna have enough traffic on there to worry about though, do we?
Thanks for.
I yield my time.
I know that we've cleaned that intersection up there,
Yes, sir.
but we're gonna need, if we do that, we're gonna need to keep it clean.
Sure.
Are we finished?
You want some, just check,
Yeah, no,
just check what I say.
Okay.
See what they say.
Fire, you recognize?
yes. At one point in time, my impression, I think all our impressions that we're gonna get help from DOT to resurface Highway 162 going through the Jacob City. And turned out that was not the case. So if we're going to resubmit roads, I would like for that road to be put back on, ask the DOT rather to consider some assistance in repaving that road. Apparently, they did not mill it when they paved it over it, and the cracks were coming back through.
Yeah.
So that would be, when the application cycle comes around again, Mr. Spires, that would be a road that you would like to.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Donald, you recognize?
Well, just, again, I know that we're getting to that time of the year where the hydrilla and the, hill grass are starting to grow again, and I've not been on the mill pond, but, just looking at it, Highway 90, what's, any assistance from, Fish and Game that we'd be getting as far as spraying or drip out? So what's the latest?
So I talked with the Reed Files today, and they're lining up their state fiscal year in June. He's got funds set aside for the new year, July, to have herbicide orders and schedule a drip from the park to do a whole pond treatment. Don't have the exact timeline based on material availability, but there is funding and there is a plan in place for full pond treatment coming up.
Thinking maybe in July?
The chair recognizes Jamie Westbrook.
Go ahead. Your vice chair recognizes. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice Chair. We have had a lot of discussion about that lately, and our administrator as well. We're struggling there to go by the timeline that he gave us back 6 months ago or longer. And there may be a question there between the Game Commission and the Water Management District. My suggestion from that is, once we have a discussion with some of those people, my suggestion would be to hopefully let the Water Management District help us in such a way. I've not been pleased with Eric, the man that does that. He started off promising us 3 to 4 sprayings, and he's done a spot spraying one time. Is that right, Rick?
He's done quite a bit, so I asked him.
Okay, well, I'm still displeased with him and anybody else that gets involved with that. But so we're gonna have to go a different route. I'm about being nice about it.
And you're talking about a different route than Game and Fresh.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And the different route, the potential different route would be working through Northwest Florida Water Management.
That's what my suggestion is gonna be, once I talk to some of the members of the Water Management District about it, and I welcome you to, share their phone number with you and let you call them as well.
If that's a more effective way of, getting treatment done, I'm in favor of that, but, we don't wanna get in between. We don't wanna get Game and Fresh mad where they're not helping us, cause they've been pretty good about being responsive.
With all due respect, Commissioner, I don't reckon it matters, cause we're not getting anything out of them anyway, and if you try to swim across it, you'll drown.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, we got problems at the mill pond, and the only way to straighten them out is to go around, above, or the other side of whoever we're working with now. Are we finished?
Well, we just need.
Yes, sir, go ahead, Dr. Spire.
Mr. Daniel, on the scrap and the stove program, I was under the impression, help me give some clarification here. that the scrap program was primarily used to convert light dirt roads to paved roads, and scope was more or less working on paved roads to improve them. Is that right?
I don't know exactly right off. I do know that is one of the others correct. So, scrap and SCOT, small county outreach program with SCOT, and then small county. Three.
I think scrap is the one that resurfaces, and Scott.
I think Scott can go dirt paving.
You guys find research on that and give us some feedback, please.
Oh, not at all. And I was gonna add too, we got just a quick second. We have been in discussion with Jacob and their consulting engineers, whether we can do, a joint application, or not a joint, but two separate applications where Jacob could apply for MSCRAP or MSCOT for their portion of Jacob Road within the city limits. And then we can make an application for the outside to hopefully make that a more feasible project for the state.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Spires, not to pull attention to myself, I wrote the scrap bill
You did?
a long time ago, but I had nothing to do with Scott. And, hopefully, yeah, not that it matters, but to me. Are we finished?
One
Go
comment
ahead.
on that, the grass for the lake, I know Lake Seminole is a lot bigger, but a lot of problems too. That's a problem that's hard to do something with, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it just, whatever you do may help a little bit, and I don't know if it'll ever go away.
I don't think so.
About the only way you got a chance of doing it your way, it would be to drain the pond, probably.
Probably.
But there is some ways that we're investigating in such a way that might, the problem when you drain it is the muck's gonna be about that deep.
Yeah,
And so there we are.
it's a problem.
Are we finished? Commissioner Crutchfield moves we right. Yeah.